Hi yo, this is Max from ZetoMax.biz. Today let me tell you a story. This is not really directly related to blogging, but it has some good advice. It's a good story. Anyway, I'm Korean and I came here when I was 9 years old. English is my second language. Most people don't know it. Anyway, the point of this story, it's an actual true story of how Korean ginseng became very famous in the world. Well, ginseng, let me tell you, is a piece of root basically, but it's proven to cure like bunch of diseases. In Korea, people have been taking it for thousands of years, ever since Koreans knew it. Anyway, Korea is a small country with 4 seasons, unlike California here. It looks like this. It sort of looks like Italy. Basically, it is like Italy. There's water here, the Pacific Ocean, and there's a bunch of mountains, and the Korean ginseng. There's two types. First of all, there's two types of ginseng. The ones that grow in the wild, like the ones that are really good, they like grow out of on the edge of the cliff. This is the cliff, and then it like grows here, and then people have to somehow get it, get there. And then there's the other kind, which is the type you buy. It's farmed. Anyway, I told this story before on my other site, but it's a fun story. Anyway, Korean ginseng is very famous because in Korea there's 4 seasons. There's actually a winter where it snows. There's a fall where leaves change. It's very big. Like unlike California here, where we really have just one season. Really, it rains or it's doesn't rain, or maybe I would just call it one season. Anyway, the point is that maybe like 1,000, maybe 1,500 years ago, Koreans used to go sell these great ginsengs to China, right? After a while, the Chinese said, why do we need to buy ginseng from Korea, when we can get the seed and grow it here? So they start making their own farm of ginseng, right? So after like, a couple of years, Chinese had their own ginseng. So, but the quality of the ginseng was never the same, because Korean ginseng grew in 4 seasons, and the climate was perfect to grow. That's why it grew naturally in Korea, whereas China, they had to actually get it from Korea. Anyway, so there was this one really famous Korean guy. There's even a Korean movie about it. He decides to go to China and sell it to Chinese people. Well, since they had their own ginseng now, the Chinese said, we don't want to buy your ginseng for the same price we've been paying, and this guy wants, let's say $100 per ginseng, but they said, we don't want that, we want to pay $50. Okay, so what did this guy do? This guy just brought like 100 barrels of Korean ginseng. If he didn't sell all those barrels of ginseng, he would go back empty-handed, and plus he would have to carry that 100 barrels. So what did he do? So he starts burning all his ginseng one by one at the market. And then what happens? And the Chinese go, why are you burning the great, the awesome, Korean ginseng, And they start saying, you know what, I'll pay double what you asking for, $200. And this guy says, oh wait, I'll pay $400, I'll pay $600, right? So he stops. He didn't burn all of it. He only burned maybe 30%, but he sold the rest of it, the 70%, and he got at least like the triple the price. So he ended up going back home and taking a lot more money back than he expected. And plus he burned a lot of his ginseng. Plus after that, the Chinese kept paying, the right price for the Korean ginseng. And that is the legend. and that's why I don't know why people in America use it for male enhancement. That wasn't, that was never original purpose. But I guess they did a study in a university of some Illinois or something. They did a study, and that's what it enhances. But it also clinically proven to enhance other things. Like it's proven to, prevent cancer, and the best ginseng still is in Korea because there's even like 100-year-old, 200-year-old ginseng, that the wild ginseng you can get. Those are like 20-30,000 easy. I think in the last 20 years the most expensive ginseng was about $100,000, or I don't know, a couple $100,000. But the best ones is the ones you obviously get from the Koreans. And here I actually have one with me. It's the wild ginseng. It's actually an extract. It's a drink from real wild ginsengs. So this one is imported. I think you can't really get it online. You can only get it in Korean markets, because they import a lot of stuff. Anyway, today's product review is this wild ginseng, and I'm gonna drink it for male enhancement. No, just kidding. It's some of this, but it's very, it's a cultural thing. A lot of people drink a lot of ginseng in Korea, or you don't just eat the root. You actually, mix it with other herbs. Asian medicine. Anyway, here's cheers to you. It actually tastes pretty good. It has that root taste. They even have this. They make this great Korean cold noodles out of roots. It's a little bit different kind of roots, but I guess there's all sorts of stuff Koreans make stuff with. Anyway, that is pretty good. And if you have health problems, I would highly suggest trying some ginseng. It's good stuff, but make sure you get the ones from Korea. The internet still hasn't defined it right, but that was it. I'll see you all next time. Get the right ginseng. All right, bye.